Hello, thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Gilded Tarot Royale by Chiro Marchetti, text by Barbara Moore. Where's the website? Hopefully I got that on there right. Alright, so they're Llewellyn products. This one is, there's the website llewellyn.com, and there's some other social media links. Feel free to check that out if you're interested. Supportive Oracle Cards, Spellcasting Oracle Cards by Flavia, Barbara, and Lizbeth. Website for this one is shewhoisart.com. I think there's a couple other ones back there. Feel free to freeze frame and check out whatever you're interested in. And I use dice. I use a 22-sided dice. For the major arcana, 22 I use a 0. For the fool, because there's 21. Yeah, you know. And I have a 14-sided dice for the minor arcana and a 4-sided dice to choose the element. They came from, is it Math Art Fun? MathArtFun.com. So if you're interested in any of that, that's where they came from. Alright. That being said, if you want a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and now on to your read. Hello, Aries. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Aries? I keep getting like we're continuing the saga. Continuing the saga. I don't know if we like that or not, but we did get the Sun card. Continuing the saga. Is this something maybe you didn't think was going to continue? Is this something that actually works to your benefit that maybe, I don't know. It's 6 to 1, half a dozen to the other. We're continuing the saga is what I keep getting. So let's see. Cards keep wanting to come out too. This is a situation where there's more than one person involved. It feels kind of messy, quite frankly. Aries is very much a straight shooter. It is what it is, and this is what it is. I feel like you've survived through this situation. Take it with a grain of salt. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm getting, you just have not asked certain questions. Because you're like, I don't want to know that answer. Because no matter what the answer is, I'm not going to like it. And I have other things to do. I feel like maybe that's why you haven't asked certain questions. Kind of like, I have other things to do. It's not going to be a good answer no matter what the answer is. I'm not even going down that road. So it's kind of like I'm choosing paths to walk down, and I'm like, not going over there. Not even going near it. I don't want to have to deal with it. And you know what? No matter what it is, it's something that isn't right. And I don't want it to be my problem. No. So I've avoided something. And this is the best I feel like I could have done with it for a while. Kind of like, it's a problem. It feels like a problem, like, I don't feel like there's a good outcome for me. At least when I started this, I didn't feel like there was a good outcome. So I just stayed away from it. And I didn't let myself think about it too much. So this, whatever it is, has been around for a while. I'm also getting this card. Kind of like, the tension is building because you're clearly aware of whatever's there, but it's one of those things, it's kind of like, how do I explain this? It reminds me of like, if there's a place in the basement, like a spot in the basement where like, I don't have the money to fix it, I don't have the experience or training to deal with it, I couldn't fix it myself if I tried, so for right now, I'm just not going to go over there, because what am I just going to do? See like, oh yeah, it's screwed up, and and that's that. I just feel like I'm just not going over there. It's the best I can describe it. I don't know how, but it's been there and it's not going away. Whatever it is, it's not going away. So, a new development is happening. Okay. It does, like, this does have positive energy coming in, but I'm already feeling like, I don't know if, I don't think annoyed is the right word. I feel like almost hopeless, if I dare. There's a new development coming in. Something randomly happens. I have to deal with it. The trick is, if this reading is hitting, to not beat yourself up for not going down a path that you knew you couldn't do anything about. The situation has developed the way the situation has developed. It is what it is. New development coming in. I have this weird feeling like it may look like you maybe could have done something different, but I'm kind of getting that you couldn't have. It was going to turn out the way it was going to turn out. Like, whatever happened at this point, like, something was going to happen either way. There's only so much that could happen until it was ready. It's developed to the next level for a new option to take hold. It happened the way it happened for a reason, for things to change more dramatically. So the first challenge is to not feel bad about it if you can help that. Kind of like, all right, it's happening. There is stress here. There's definitely stress here. But I'm getting, as I keep pushing forward, it is a little bit of a struggle. Because when it popped in out of nowhere to me. And it's like, all right, I have to deal with this. I have to deal with this. I can't put up with this anymore. Something has to change. And options are showing up very quickly. To me, Aries is either an in or out energy. So, like, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it. If we're not going to do it, then, all right, then we're not. Halfway fails for Aries. And you can tell me in the comments if I'm wrong, but in my experience, when Aries does things halfway, they tend to fail, and more than likely miserably. If I'm wrong, let me know. But, like, if you're either in it and it's going to happen. Or you're out and no. But if you do that middle ground, you may as well have stayed out because it's going to fail and it's going to fail miserably. That's just how I take it. But if I'm wrong, you'll let me know in the comments. And now you're in it. You're like, all right, new development. And I feel like the challenge is to not be angry with yourself for not dealing with it before now. Because it wasn't ready. It's just developed the way it developed. Information's flowing in very fast, and you're changing the situation very, 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 very fast. As it keeps moving forward, it's going very fast. I get that. I'm looking to see if the Eight of Wands is out here. I don't see it, but I'm feeling like that rush. Like, it's just boom. It's just like, all right, we're in it. Let's get it done. Let's do it. You got a lot of strength behind you. The empowerment is there. You're finding solutions. It's kind of like it's going to work one way or another. I'm solving this. I'm not going to mess around with it anymore. It is what it is. It's got to be cleaned up. It's time to clean house. Time to clean up the situation. It's time to solve this. Done is done. This isn't going to be waiting in the background anymore. I almost feel like it's built up so much information. It's like, oh, I'm finishing this off. It's not only solved, it's not going to be a problem again because I'm not dealing with this again. And I feel like that's where I am at with it. There's a lot of energy behind it. Finding answers, very strong. There's long-term results coming in. So, the Sun card with the Hierophant coming in. You were definitely solving this situation. This is one of those things where I feel like it's going to take me 3 years to work off a debt or something like that. It's almost like I have to work 2 jobs for the next 3 years, but it will be gone. That's how this feels to me. Will I solve it? Yep. And at first, I feel like at first blush, I'm like 3 years, it'll be over before I know it. I get in there. I get in there, and I just start doing it. In the beginning, it doesn't seem to hold me down like that. But after a few months, here's the challenge. I'm going to feel like I'm trapped in it. That's a problem. That's a problem. Whatever this resolution is, remember this is general read, so I'm not saying whatever it is going to take 3 years for you, but this is the analogy we're using. That's how it's going to feel. The challenge is to not feel trapped. The challenge is to like address it for the unhappiness that you are experiencing. Just acknowledging like, I feel like I have no time to have no fun in my life. I don't have any time to have fun. It's kind of like I feel like I'm working Monday through Friday, and then I'm working both days of the week. I'm working 24 hours on the weekend. I'm working 2 12-hour shifts on the weekend. So I don't have time to do anything that I would like to do. I don't have any time for any fun. Maybe even have to work the holidays, whatever those your holidays may be. So it's kind of like, after a few months go by, it just feels like, I can't believe I have to do this for 3 years. The challenge is to not feel trapped. The challenge is to go, you know what, I hate this, but you know what I hate more? That debt. For me, there's a debt you're working off. I hate that debt more than I hate this situation, and it's almost like, I'm like, you know what? 3 down, 33 months to go. Is that how that would go? 3 down, 33 months to go. Stay committed to it. Acknowledge that you're not happy, but acknowledge, like, put it in perspective. Like, I hate this, but I hate that more. So, and this will end. Hold yourself to it, whatever it is, because you will get out of it. Hold yourself to it. Create that boundary for yourself. There is the ability for things to develop as they keep going. There is support here that is unexpected. So you got the Star card with the 10 of Cups showing up. There's a lot going on here. So if we're going to use that same analogy, I just feel, okay, we're just going to roll with it. Working Monday through Friday at your 9-to-5 job, we'll call that the main job. Then you're working 12 hours a day, both weekend days, so it's 24 hours on the weekend. This sounds like, I don't know, to me I'm just like, this sounds overwhelming. The advice here is to like realize this is not forever. And then, you know, to not take it too seriously. Keep moving, keep getting things done. Add in whatever makes you happy. So I've had jobs like this where, and I remember people making fun of me of it, but I don't know, I still don't care. But apparently I care enough to make note of it though. I use different color pens and certain stuff like that, and I would amuse myself that way with certain jobs because I hated the job. So I would like use different colored pens. I would amuse myself with certain things on my desk. I would just make it enjoyable for me. I just remember people having an issue with it, and it just like, I remember stuff like the stuff I would write down were like my notes, my personal notes for my job, and just like, who cares if I write it in green? It's my business. Like, get over it. Or if I write it in brown or orange or whatever color I decide, or if it's some meld of a color. I just remember like that was just an interesting thing because people would have issue with it, and I'm just like, they're my personal notes. Like, get bent. But make it bring your own amusement to whatever the situation is. Bring your own amusement. Make it an amusing situation for you. Whatever that entails, bring in the pleasure. Bring in your viewpoint of it. So like I know it sounds really simple, but for me those little things, I would get excited about buying pens. I had a ridiculous amount too. I became obsessed with it. Once or twice a week, at one point I was buying pens. I had a ridiculous amount at one point, to the point where I ended up giving them away. I ended up giving away pens. I mean, they didn't get wasted, but I just remember, I think one of the reasons I kept buying pens is because people liked some of them. Some people did. And I would let people have my pens because I was just obsessed with buying pens, different colored pens. And at some point, that became like my focal point, and it just made it a lot easier. I know it sounds simple. Hopefully that makes sense. You have the intellect to make this more enjoyable for you. It will not last forever. Ironically, if you can find something like that, it could be very simple like that. It could be something else, whatever works for you. If you can center on that, it will fast forward the situation. The time will fly by a lot quicker. All you have to do is find something or create something in this situation that's important to you or something that you enjoy. I know it sounds so weird, but they're saying, yeah, you're finding a resolution, you're going to resolve this, but you can find an aspect of this, and if you hyper focus on that aspect and just make it your thing, I don't know. I feel like the way I'm saying this pen thing, it's probably not hitting correctly, but like for some reason that distracted me. And even like, I think even part of me when people got bent out of shape or people had to have their comments about my colored pens, I don't know why, but somehow I just kind of made me feel good in the sense of like, haha, your life sucks, mine doesn't. But I don't know why I was like that. Maybe I'm just an attitude monster at times. And I didn't say that to them, but I would think it. I'm just like, yeah, I guess I'd rather have my pens than your train wreck of a life. But maybe I have an attitude problem sometimes. Maybe it happens. Like, I just remember having those moments, kind of like, even though it was a negative thing, I kept doing it. And I'm like, oh, you don't like that? Well, I bought more. And I'm going to buy more tomorrow. That for some reason got me through that situation. I don't know what to tell you. If you can find an aspect, and maybe you're more positive than I was, hopefully you are, but that's how I did it. And it was a job that I worked 10 hours a day, I remember, and it was hard. It was just one of those jobs where I didn't believe in the business, and I had to talk to people on the phone, and I had to make a paycheck, and it was their rules. I had to push forward their rules, and it was just, I hated it. I remember emotionally checking out, but I would do those things. There was more things like that I would do just to keep myself amused, and it just it made it easier, and it passed before I knew it. I don't know. Hopefully that's helpful for you. Because I feel like this is what this reading is kind of saying, is like, this moment is going to be here, it's going to last as long as it's going to last, but you can find aspects to bring yourself forward in a more positive way. You can have more enjoyment than you expect. And if you can find that nuance, it can pull you through and it'd be over. It's kind of like working out. When you're working out and you have some type of music or something going on distracting you, it goes by, like that hour flies by faster than you expected. And it was basically because you were enjoying something. Maybe you don't like running, or you don't like doing the lifts, or like whatever it is. Maybe you're on the Stairmaster. I hate that thing. But it's kind of like you're centering on the music. You're still doing the Stairmaster work, but you're like listening to a good song, and you're liking the song, and you're not even thinking that you're going up these stairs for the rest of your life. It just passes. It just passes. Hopefully that's helpful, because I get like there's good things here. There's support here. There is support. Other people might link in with you. If you have, for example, these two different jobs, you might find friendships and connections. You might make friends with people there. Be open to that. There's definitely good things in your favor. Things are going your way. It's realizing that this is not for the rest of your life. This is a period of time, and this time will pass. I hope that's helpful. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.